Welcome back to the YouTube channel Programming Knowledge. In today's Microsoft Excel tutorials video, we are going to see the various shortcuts that are associated with the Alt keys in Microsoft Excel. Now, in our previous videos, we have already seen the Control key shortcuts and some function key shortcuts. So, in the same spirit, we are going to continue with our shortcuts series and we are going to see the Alt shortcuts. An interesting feature about these Alt shortcuts is that they have been in Microsoft Excel since the previous versions as well, but in some previous versions there were different shortcuts used, and in this version which I'm using right now is Excel 2016, some different shortcuts are used. So an advantage that we get over here is that if you are well versed with the shortcuts regarding the Alt keys of the previous versions, then you can use them in this version as well. Of course, you won't be getting any visual help on that, but still you can use them if you are well versed with them. So in today's video, we are going to see that how we can use all these Alt shortcuts in the new version, and also I'm going to show you that how can you use some of the Alt shortcuts from the previous version as well. So let's start with the video. Once you have opened your Excel sheet, all you gotta do for learning about the Alt shortcuts in Microsoft Excel is you gotta press the Alt key. As soon as you do that, you will get a complete visual aid on how to use those shortcuts and what functions do they perform. So if you want to see its demo, you gotta just press the Alt key and see that in the tabs that you have got, here are all these tabs, we have got all these letters that are associated with them. So these are actually the shortcuts. And another advantage of this is once you press an Alt key, you can wait for as long as you want to press the next shortcut, which is an added advantage and is not available in many of the features. Okay, so let us start with the File tab, because that's our first tab. So if you press Alt and then you press F, then you get to the File menu. Now in this file you can see all these options, and if you want you can drag through these all options. So suppose you want to open a new worksheet, so you got to press N. Now here you have got all these options, that whether you want a blank workbook, a sales report, billing statement, or whatsoever you want. So what I'm going to do is create a blank workbook, so I got to press L, and this will help me to create a blank workbook, but I'm not going to use it, so just close it and I'm back on my workbook. So this makes that if you want to create a new blank workbook in Microsoft Excel using the Alt keys, then what steps you need to follow? You got to press Alt, F, N and L. These steps would help you to create a blank workbook, but there's a catch over here, that we can directly create a new workbook by pressing the shortcut as Control N, and boom, we have got a blank workbook for ourselves. So what is the usage of the Alt shortcuts? The usage or the advantage that we get is the visual aid. For example, if you are over here and you just press the Control key, then you have got no visual aid, so you do not know what next step you need to follow. You got to be well versed with these shortcuts to use the Control key shortcuts, but that's not the case with the Alt keys, because you have got the visual aid, and as you are navigating through them, you gotta get to know the shortcuts and you can use them as per your wish. So it's very easy for the beginners who are just trying to learn Excel and trying to learn all these shortcuts. You have got a visual aid. So that was about the File tab. As you have got visual aid, so you can navigate to any menu, like I'm just showing to here. You can get to any place, you can perform any action that you want. But what if you want to come out of it? So all you gotta do is press the Escape key. Once you press the Escape key, the function that we performed with the F key was undone, and now we are in this. And if you want to make sure that these all get vanished, then again you gotta press the Escape key, and on pressing this Escape key second time, all your visual aid for the Alt key has gone. Now this is the same thing that you need to perform again and again and again. You gotta press the Alt key. Suppose we want to go to the Home tab only, so press H. Now we have got all these visual aids for the Home tab. You can do whatever you want. Like if you want to cut a particular text, so first of all you got to select something. So I have selected this cell. I want to cut its contents. So okay, I have selected the cell. Press Alt H for the home tab and X to cut it. And if you want to paste it at some other place, you can just select that particular cell, press Alt, go to the home tab H, and here is the option for paste, that is V. So if you press the letter V, you have got another option of pasting, that is through the key P. If you press it, then this text would be pasted over here. So this is how you can go with it, and this is all these ranges of shortcuts. If you want to copy it, you can press Alt H C to copy. There you will get two options, if you want to copy it as a text or if you want to copy it as a picture. So I'm going to show you that how can you copy it as a picture by pressing the key of P. So you will get options like where what is the appearance that you'll want as shown on the screen or as shown when printed. So I'm going with the screen option and I'm going to format it as a picture only and then click on OK. So it's copied as a picture now. If you just go to some other cell, so now you can see that it has been pasted and in the form of a picture. And if you want to try that, then it is evident from the fact that we are getting picture 2 in the name box instead of the cell number which we usually get in the case of text like this. Okay, so this was about pasting a text in the form of a picture. Next, what we have is, again, if we press Alt key and go to the home tab, then you can see that there are some shortcuts that are associated with numeric keys. So it's pretty simple. Like we have bold, italics and underline in the form of numerics. So if I just I'm putting my cursor in this cell and I press 2 to make sure that whatever text I type in here is turned into italic. So you can see this italic option is now highlighted, and if I just enter any text like hello, so it's now italics. So that's how you can use the numerical key shortcuts. That was pretty simple, just identical to the fact of the alphabetical shortcuts that we were seeing up till now. Now if I again press the Alt key, go to the home tab by pressing H, then we have got some of the keys which have double keys like FF. You can see for here FF, FS, FG. Similarly we have AL, AC and AR. So what happens for them? How can we use them? So simple is, if you want to use any of the shortcuts, you gotta just press whatever you see. If I'm seeing AR, then I gotta press AR for the right alignment of the text in the cell. So if I press the A key and then I wait, then you can see that what I have got is all a list of options that are available for me to carry forward. Now I can press R for a right alignment and C for a center alignment, and that's it. So if I press R, then whatever text I enter into this cell would be aligned to the right. So you can see that yes, it's aligned to the right. Similarly, if you press Alt key and you want to go to some other tab, like if you want to go to the insert tab, you got to press N for going to the insert tab, and you are in the insert tab. And here are also some of the shortcuts that are associated with two keys like S and H keys. So if you want to use them, you can use them as well. And if you want to come back to the place where these tabs were highlighted, what you got to do is simply press the escape key. So you are over here. And if you want to go to some other tab, like you want to go to the data tab, and then you remember, no, I don't want to go to the data tab, I wanted to go to the review tab. So what you got to do is press the escape key and then press R to go to the review tab. So that's how easy it is to navigate through the tabs by pressing the escape key and using the Alt shortcuts. So it was all about the Alt shortcuts that we get in the newest version of Microsoft Excel. But what if you are already well versed with the previous versions Excel shortcuts of Alt keys? Then you can use your knowledge here as well. So I'm going to show you a simple example. Is if I press Alt A, then I go to the data tab in the newest version of Excel. But in the previous version, the shortcut that I used was Alt D for going into the data menu bar. So let's see what happens if we use the same shortcut. So just I'm going to press the escape key and then press Alt D. So Microsoft, what it does, it realizes that thing that Office access keys Alt D continue typing the menu key sequence from the earlier version of Office, or press escape to cancel. Since I'm well versed with the shortcuts over there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue with it. I go to press O And since my active cell was inside this table, so what I get is a list of the records of this table. I can add new records, so I can just press on new and add new records. Suppose I add Tom, so that's added. And if I want to just change its value, say add a value of 800 sales, and then I click on enter, so I can add values, and not only a single value, I can add values as many values as I want. Similarly, if I want to delete value, then I can delete it by navigating through find previous and find next. I want to delete this old value of Tom that was for 500. Just click on delete and it will ask you for a confirmation. Click on OK and you can see that the previous value of Tom has been deleted, and using this you can manipulate your table. But this was just one shortcut from the previous version of Excel. If you want or if you're well versed in the previous version shortcuts of Excel, then you can use them here, and that is an added advantage that is offered to us by Microsoft Excel. So that is all for today's video, and I hope you all have learned something new. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.